With claims of an inertial propulsion drive that they say has been space tested for over 600 hours, Genergo Space is an aerospace company based in Italy making some pretty big propulsion claims. And if you've never heard of them, you're not alone. So let's take a closer look at those claims and what Genergo Space is actually proposing. Every few years, a propulsion concept appears claiming something really big: thrust without propellant. Recently, a company called Genergo Space has been making those claims. And unlike many before them, they've reportedly flown hardware in orbit. So today, I want to do something very specific and grounded. I want to look at what Genergo is showing publicly, which isn't much, and compare it to historical inertial drives, especially the Henry Bull drive. And I want to ask one simple question. What are we really looking at here? According to Janargo's public statements, their system is propulsionless, electrically powered, producing measurable thrust, and is tested in orbit on multiple missions. They're reporting thrust levels in the micronewton to millinewton range, with power measured in watts. That's input power measured in watts. Those numbers do matter, and we'll come back to them later. This is what Genergo has publicly shown as their propulsion unit. Basically nothing. We don't have lab photos, teardown videos, or any type of test rigs. All we have is claims and the patent, so everything here needs to be treated very carefully. But even from the patent verbiage and images, we can see a few things pretty clearly. The system is compact, it's electrically driven, there is no visible propellant storage, and the structure strongly suggests internally accelerated mass. That last point is really important because it immediately puts the system into a very specific historical category: internal momentum systems. Any device that produces force without expelling any kind of mass really only has a few options. It could be electromagnetic interaction with the environment. It could be radiation pressure. Or it could be internal momentum exchange. Genergo states their system is electromagnetic, but electromagnetic how? That matters a lot. From the patent, we can see that it seems to be an electromagnetic-driven mechanical momentum exchange system, otherwise known as an oscillator. This kind of brings us right straight back to Henry Bull. Bull worked on an inertial propulsion system back in the 1930s, long before modern electronics, using oscillating internal masses. His device produced a small but measurable amount of thrust. It required careful tuning and was extremely sensitive to measurement error. Sound familiar? Bull's system didn't violate physics, but it also didn't scale well and wasn't what was really needed or was being looked for in the 1930s. And although it generated real thrust, the thrust existed primarily during a transient acceleration and deceleration. It's not a steady operation. When you really compare Bull's concepts to what Janargo appears to be doing, a few parallels start to jump out. Internally accelerated components, timing-dependent force generation, very low thrust levels, and a strong reliance on electrical control. None of this means that Genergo actually copied Bull. It means they might be operating in the same physical regime using similar thought processes. In fact, it may be a simple case of being inspired by Henry Bull's work. but that really and truly is only speculation. So this is where things get interesting. If Genergo Space's claims are accurate and their system is producing real, even if very small, thrust, then the important questions begin. Is it scalable? Can it be used inside our solar system as a practical means of propulsion? And could it ever be made powerful enough for terrestrial applications? Micronewtons do matter in space, but only if the force is persistent enough, the direction is controlled, and the effect exceeds internal vibration and measurement artifacts. Also, if it isn't the primary source used for escaping the pull of gravity, which, by the way, extends out thousands of miles from the surface of our planet. Many historical inertial systems failed here, not because they produced nothing, but because they produced too little, too briefly. To be clear, I do feel that Janargo's work is potentially groundbreaking. If their claims hold up, it could potentially help blaze a trail for other, possibly more powerful inertial propulsion systems, like the PI, which could be utilized in space travel. This is exactly why careful bench testing, proper isolation, and honest measurement matter. If you're interested in learning how I believe the Genergo Space propulsion system works, the only available documentation I currently have is available inside the Inertial Propulsion Workshop. In upcoming videos, we are going to be looking at more systems like this one and a lot more of the things we are doing inside the Inertial Propulsion Workshop. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and until next time, please be good to each other and also be good to yourself. Brian out.